Welcome to HQX.
Pleasure. Thank you for calling me.
Thank you, where we explore the intersection of health, happiness, leadership, human potential. I'm Manny Anchan, the founder of Happiness Samurai. I'm an author. Of course, you know a little bit about me. You've had nearly 3 decades of leadership experience, the CEO of Aditya Birla Health, very pioneering in your work. I know you're an avid reader, devoted parent. So I'm really delighted to have you here. We're going to have a freewheeling conversation. So my first question to you is, you wear many hats: CEO, change maker, husband, father, friend, many hats that you wear. If you were to describe Mayank in 3 words, what would it be and why? 3 or 4.
I think the first one, Manny, will be learner.
Nice.
And I think I've realized over a period of my career and, kind of people that I've worked with, kind of bosses that I've worked with, that, and especially in the time and era that we're living in, that you must continue to rediscover yourself.
Absolutely.
And I think one of the ways of doing that is being a learner, right?
Love that.
And whatever learning might mean to different people, it has a certain connotation and a meaning for me. But I think it's extremely important that you're constantly doing something to kind of learn new skills, and in that process, just realize, oh my God, I mean, there's so much more to do. There's so much more to discover in life. I think that's one.
So learning, yes.
Yeah. Second one, I would say, is resilience.
I love that. Yeah.
I don't like to give up easy. I think what I've realized over a period of time with experience is that if you get your mind to kind of believe that something is possible, then that happens.
Absolutely.
And I think there's never too early to give up. I think it's you must, if you believe strongly in it, it depends, right? Do you really believe in it? It doesn't mean that at times you must not realize that, hey, maybe I must pivot. And resilience doesn't mean that you shouldn't pivot, change course a bit. But I think giving up is not something that I would do very easily.
So learning, resilience, and
over the last, I would say, 10 years, something that has really I've come to strongly believe is in purpose.
Nice.
I think it has different words that people use: purpose, meaning. If you have that, I think it makes things so much more joyful for you. And I think it gives you a certain direction. It gives you a certain filter to kind of sometimes put your thoughts against and say, hey, am I in the right direction? Hey, am I doing the right thing?
Yes.
And whenever in doubt, just put that filter through which you put your thoughts against, and more often than not, you get your answer.
Yeah. So very recently, I was in June in Japan. As you're aware, I went to Ogimi, which is a blue zone village. I spent time with the inhabitants interviewing, and I felt such a strong sense of purpose.
Yeah.
And purpose could be family, friends, health, but they all woke up with a strong purpose. And that's why the maximum number of women in the world who live to 100 and beyond come from Ogimi. And of course, it's the blue zone village. And yeah, purpose. I think if you don't have purpose, then what are we?
Right, exactly. What is really driving us? What is guiding us?
What is your core learning philosophy that you try to imbibe in your 1 downs, 2 downs, and the family, people you influence?
Yeah, as I said, I mean, see, it has this element of, I put learning and exploring together.
Lovely.
Right? What tends to happen is that as we grow up, especially I remember in my days when I was growing up,
where did you grow up? Which part of the world?
I grew up in Calcutta, primarily. Though I was not born in Calcutta, but my father is a doctor. He shifted there when I was just about eight and a half years old.
Okay.
And so all my kind of schooling and education happened there. And what used to happen? I mean, you are either a commerce graduate or
Engineer,
you go
doctor.
into science. So engineer, doctor,
CA, maybe.
CA. And if you are good for nothing, then probably you do arts, right?
Okay.
In those days,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
don't
I
agree
know,
with
I
that
know.
now,
Yeah,
but
yeah, absolutely.
so I mean, any arts,
Yeah,
graduate or
nothing against them. Yeah,
don't get
absolutely. Yeah,
me
yeah.
wrong. Today, I think it's completely
Of
reversed
course.
though,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and so my father said, doctor, not no
Don't.
option.
No.
So I did science and then moved to become a CA. But the point I'm trying to say is that we used to be typecasted, right?
I know, I know.
You start your career in something, you're good at that. But you if you don't explore, you never realize what the true potential that you have is, right? Because who
Absolutely.
says that just because you started your career as a or you did your schooling in, let's say, or education college in certain field, that you're good only for that? Who says that, right?
Right.
So I think learning and exploring to me go together, and you keep exploring. What is the worst thing that will happen is that you will realize that, hey, I'm not really enjoying it, or maybe that's not cut out for me. Pivot back to what you think,
Change the course.
change the course, right? And the good thing today is that there are so many opportunities available, right?
Amazing.
People are willing to take you for, not just for what job you've been doing, but many other skills that, they look at you. And so I think in that context, learning to me is about, it could be for someone reading, it could be someone just talking to people and learning from their life experience. For me, like, these are all part of, so I'm an avid reader. I think every time I read something, it's something new, just,
just
comes up
sparks,
as it
yeah.
sparks a new thought. Like in my current avatar, given what I'm doing right now, health, technology, is something that and it is so fascinating, that you see so much is happening in the world around you.
I love your LinkedIn posts. I know, you frequently do book reviews.
Yes, I
You
do.
frequently. Yeah, and I follow you. I love reading. There are very few people who out there who do this, sharing knowledge. You read a great book, but if you're sharing, it's a great thing, right?
Yeah.
And you're keeping it to yourself, it's not such a great thing. So I read. How many book reviews have you done so far? Just trying to remember. I read.
Oh, I wouldn't remember the number.
But is that a practice that you said, okay, you know what, I'm going to start doing it on LinkedIn?
Yeah, I just felt like it. I mean, I just felt like it, that I liked something about that. Let me just share. If someone else connects with it, maybe they can gain too in that whole process, right?
That's true. It takes
So
a
I think
village
that was
to
the
raise a-
idea. That was the idea. And if through that process, if I can, I really believe that one must read
Okay.
a lot. I truly believe that. Whatever, it doesn't matter what you're reading. It could be any genre,
Fiction, non-fiction.
any genre,
Yeah.
any genre. That's your choice. But I think it just opens up your mind to the world of possibilities.
Okay, so which are your top books that you recommend? That comes like, okay, these are a couple of books that people should read so
Oh.
far in your journey. And I have my set, but I would like your set because you're my guest today.
Interesting. See, you know, one genre I like is autobiographies. So
love it
the one
too.
person that I truly am inspired with is Nelson Mandela. So his the book that he wrote, Long Walk to Freedom.
Yes.
I think that
Those are all
inspires
my autobiographies behind. I'll
that
show you later.
inspires me a
That
lot.
section is all
Yeah.
autobiographies. Nelson
I
Mandela.
think there's so much to learn, right? I mean, even if you pick up
Yeah.
one learning from that career, I
Long
think
Walk
that's
to Freedom.
so, again, resilience. Who better
Yes.
than
29 years.
Nelson Mandela? 27 years in
a
Robben
small,
Island,
cell, small cell.
breaking stone every day, but not giving up,
Not giving
staying
up.
positive. I think the important thing was not just about not giving up, but
It
staying
was
positive.
9 by 9 feet, I think, if I remember the
Yeah,
cell. Very
yes,
small cell.
yes, and dark and stingy, and still when he came out, he was still very positive towards the people
Absolutely.
who had put him through that whole process,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So I think
yeah.
that's one. Uh,
Long
if
Walk to
anyone
Freedom.
is interested in the field of health, then I just love this book. Outlive.
Outlive.
It is just a phenomenal book. It's a big one.
I know.
But and you can read just some sections of that. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I think that's really wonderful.
Okay.
And something that I'm just reading right now, or the person whom I think he makes the field of finance sometimes, and the other topic that I was just reading his book is Morgan Housel, which
Oh, yeah.
he's he does a wonderful job. You know, his book
Psychology
of
of
Psychology
Money.
of Money right now. I was reading his book, same as
Same as
ever.
ever. Same as ever.
So I think these are, great reads, and many more. I mean, I can talk about it depending on what genre people like. But
Okay.
So, if you were given a choice to have dinner and invite 5 people, living or dead, who would they be?
wow,
5 people. I mean, you take your time. I'd like
Five
to pick
people.
any 5, living, dead. Who would they be?
Yeah, as I said, I think since I'm inspired so much by um, Nelson Mandela, I would love to kind of have had the
Madaba, right?
opportunity
What
to.
was his nickname? Madaba.
हाँ,
They used
I'm
to
just
call him
yeah,
something.
yeah.
Madaba or something. M se tha.
Yeah,
Okay, so Nelson Mandela won.
I'll probably it will come back.
Okay.
He's definitely going to be one.
Wow.
I think from what this individual has achieved in life is a living person, right, Mr. Bachchan.
Okay, number 2.
Yeah, I think he's definitely
two, yeah.
an inspiring individual. I think I'm a great cricket fan, so
wow. Okay.
someone I just was really I think someone who put the Indian cricket into a different league is Dada Saurav Ganguly. I think he the way he kind of changed the face of
Aggression.
brought in that aggression and changed someone I think who is an absolute genius is so I'm going a little bit more by people who are
Sure,
current and
sure.
is Elon Musk, right?
Okay.
Oh my
Great.
God, what really work that individual is doing, and the audacity of his dreams that I'll put people on Mars and I'll put all my wealth into that whole process. I don't care what happens to that.
Right.
And just for being the kind of person who is Mr. Trump.
Oh, okay.
That
the reason
is-
why I'll tell you why I smiled. Okay.
Yeah, it's just whatever we may like him, not like him, but just
interesting,
for
is it?
being who I am, I don't care for what the
Okay.
world thinks about me,
Right.
but I will do what I think is right as per me.
Okay, so I'll tell you, this is very serendipity. So yesterday, I was supposed to get a billionaire founder. He's one of the 182 billionaires in India. We've done some work with him. He went down with a bad virus. If I do a podcast, what do I do? So I had to fill in the gap, right? So I called my son. I thought, let's talk to my son and get a Gen Z thing. So I asked the same question. So he had Richard Feynman, he had a musician, he had me, Donald Trump, and one more. Then the first guest in the morning today was Daniel. He's the co-owner of Subco Coffee. So he had Donald Trump, and now you're putting Donald Trump. So I think it seems to be the flavor. Everyone wants to pick his brains for whatever reasons, right?
Yeah, it is
Something about
there's
him.
something unique about him.
Something
right?
about
you
him.
don't tend to. I mean, this person is going to go down in history for various reasons.
Yeah.
So
What's the best piece of advice you have ever received in your career? It could be from anyone. What really sticks out? I mean, I'm just trying to be curious about that.
yeah, I was sharing this with someone with my team yesterday only.
Right.
I was with we were in a learning session, and there was Mr. Ramcharan. I don't know if you've heard
Yes,
of him.
yes,
He's
of
a
course.
business guru, right?
Yes.
He mentors. He was even a
Yeah.
mentor for our chairman at one point of time. And I was asking him that, sir, sometimes I wonder whether I have the time for this, and I want to do this, but I just feel I don't have time. And he said something which I never forget, and I think I use that every time I'm in doubt. He said, Mayank, the question is not whether you have time. The question is whether that's a priority for you.
Absolutely.
So, when you say, hey, I don't get time for my health, no, it's not your priority.
You don't
right
have
now.
time for working out. You don't have time for reading.
So if you say, I don't have time for my family, I'm just so busy at work. No,
Right. No.
it's just that you don't have priority for that. So
Priorities.
don't give, give yourself an excuse
Beautiful.
of time, not having the time. It's just that for whatever reason you've not put that as a priority. The moment you say that my health is my priority, spending time with my family is my priority, giving time to my parents is my priority, you will find time for them. Because
True that.
you have enough time in those 24 hours that you can decide where to allocate that time. I think that was wonderful to me. And I think every time I want to decide, where do I allocate my time? Where should I spend my time? Where should my focus? I think this comes to mind, that what is my priority right now? And it's okay to sometimes say that, like for example, I remember when I started setting up this company, Ditpal Health Insurance, 10 years back, I went, told my wife, Manisha, I said, I need your help. Next 2 years are going to be tough. So the kind of time that I'll be able to
Allocate.
give
Yeah.
at home will be much lower than what I would normally love. But I hope it's okay. And she understood why
That's
it was
good.
important. So I
That's
think it's at different point of time, it could be different. How do you make people, align to that and so I think that was to me very important.
Everyone has 86,400 seconds in a day. Everyone. It's what we do makes us or mars us.
Absolutely.
Where energy flows, focus goes, right? So it's very, very important. I remember having this conversation in the office last month about parenting.
Yeah.
So what are your views? Two questions. What are your views on raising resilient children? And then the second one was that funny story you narrated about your son. Remember? You told me something about your son and you called and something he said, I will never be like that growing up. Work-life balance.
Yeah.
I remember. So there are
Yeah.
two parts I would like you to. First is how do you raise your own journey? What are the values you got from your parents that help you raise resilient, respectful, good children? That's one question. And the story, I would like that story to be captured on the podcast.
Yeah. What I, remember my parents for, in that sense is the value of education. Irrespective of what you want to do, whether you want to pursue a career in like working in an
Arts
organization or you want to do something on your own, education does have value. It helps you. It's an asset that will be
Absolutely.
extremely valuable in times to come, right? And education doesn't end. Coming back to what we discussed earlier, like learning, should continue, and hard work.
Yes.
Now, in terms of resilience, and it has some elements to, how I see parenting as today. And, I would say that my parenting experience has evolved over a period of time. There'll be stuff that if I had an opportunity to redo, I will definitely redo. But I think what I now, if you ask me what is my current view, is that let children explore themselves. And normally I remember my first boy, or our first boy to the second boy, in the first case, we'll kind of prescribe, we'll kind of say, do this, do that. By the time we had our second child, son, we were kind of
More chill.
right? Okay, let him try and do whatever. I think that combined with making sure that you explain what you should do is to help children understand the consequences of their choices. At times you tell them you must do this, then they start doing this, and they don't realize why. Whereas if you tell them that, there are choices from your experience, what are the consequences of that, and let them make the choice. So suppose they make a choice and they realize that, that hasn't worked out. It was their choice versus, you telling them what to do. So I think that is important in life, because in real life, what happens? You try different things, you explore different things, something will work out, something won't. But as long as you've made that choice, knowing where it can lead to, or at least anticipating what it can lead to, I think you're more resilient and you're more willing to accept the outcome of that, right? Versus if someone were to tell you and it doesn't work out, then you say, hey, you told me that, and you start, you start putting the blame on someone else. I think it's part of that whole process of being resilient. And the other thing that, is I truly believe today in that context is the fact that if there's so much to explore, if you don't explore, how will you ever know what is going to work and what's not going to work? And, even when we hire people today, youngsters as well, I think if people say, hey, I've never tried anything different and I've never failed, I really wonder,
I know.
either they are telling something, which is not right, or, are they really too much in their comfort zone? So I
Right.
think it's extremely important, linked to what we were discussing earlier about exploring,
Right.
trying, and there's no better learning than actually in something not working out for you, to my mind.
Absolutely. You must
And
keep
and
trying.
and you spoke about my son's story, right?
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
cute. That's why I
So,
remember it. Yeah.
my elder one, I remember when
Growing up.
he was growing up and, more towards getting to college, he would tell me, "Hey, Dad, you are a CEO and you still have to work so hard. And, what's the point of, doing
Such
this?
long hours."
Such long hours. And, and especially, these were especially, I remember in days when we were
Right.
setting up this company. And then I would tell him, why would you why are you saying? He said, no, when I am going to work, I'm going to, have a chill 10 to 5
Balance,
life and nothing after that and all of. I said, okay, I mean, that's
Yeah.
your choice. So, a few days back, a few weeks back rather, I
right.
remember calling him up. I think it was 7 o'clock in the evening,
US time.
US time. He's in US right now, working in the Valley. He's a computer science
Oh.
graduate. So he's in tech field, a startup. And asked him, what are you doing right now? So he of course, he didn't realize where it would end up. So he said, I was just working. I said, okay, what time is it? 7 o'clock, Dad. Oh, is it? Now he realized where it was going. So I said, 7 o'clock on a Thursday evening. I thought that where is that 10 to 5 gone?
Yeah.
And he was like, oh my God, this is like. So he realized, and then I asked what happened. He said, no, I'm enjoying it.
That's
I said,
nice.
that's the point. That is what you remember our conversation earlier. He said, yes, I realized that. If you are in it, if you are in the zone, if you enjoy that, because nowadays we tend to say that, hey, the youngsters, the generation of today, they're always 10 to 5. No, it's not 10 to 5, or it's not that they have to change job it's about whether they feel that they're connected,
the purpose,
the meaning, are they creating something, are they
and the environment,
impacting, and they get the environment to, discover, explore themselves.
Yeah, that was a very cute story. I remember that. And your younger one is 19.
He'll turn 21 this December,
And he's doing
in
his?
he's in Chicago.
Ah,
He's just completed third year of his undergrad, so he's in the area of finance.
nice.
In fact, most likely seems like getting into the investment banker kind of a mode.
Mold.
So he just did his internship at JP Morgan and just accepted an offer for them.
Nice.
So let's see where his life takes him.
Nice, lovely. Now, just coming back to insurance, I mean, you've been a pioneer in this field in India, your company, your leadership, etc. Where do you see health insurance over the next decade? Like, 10 years, let's say 10 years in India. And it's a massive market. I'm sure you're very excited about opportunity, and everyone else is. So what's your take? Where do you think, if you're Elon Musk, next 10 years in India, what do you think would happen?
See, and I'll just kind of step back a bit before I answer this specific question, Manny. I feel that, if you have to be at your best version, you must be at your healthiest version, right?
Absolutely.
Whatever your dreams might be, your goals might be, your goal is your goal. One must reflect and think, can I achieve that if I'm not at my healthiest version, right?
It will be unlikely.
Unlikely. So now in that context, I think if you look at the, as a country, if we really want to, and I think we are destined to get there. Question is how fast and how, in what form and manner do we really achieve the true potential? I think one of the area that we must focus on is the health of our population.
Health,
That do we have, 1.4 billion, 1.44 billion, if that number, whatever that latest number is, are they at their healthiest version? Are they in in a situation where they can deliver their best, achieve their best overall for the country? Now, what are the macro or what factors there, and who all can play a role in making this happen? And I think one sector category that can make this happen or will have a role to play in this is the health insurance industry. Why do I say that? Is because we, it makes complete sense for us to have our consumers in their healthiest version, right?
Absolutely,
It makes
absolutely.
complete business sense, right? So therefore, we should, and we will like to do everything that we can do to play a role in that context. And I think that is the opportunity for the health insurance industry, that not only give that financial protection to our consumers, but also be their health partner, give access to them, create communities, create, pulls and pushes to kind of make people realize
Learning also,
sharing learning,
yeah.
right? Through communities, through other ways to make people realize the potential of good health, etc. And I think that is the opportunity that we have. Not so, people say that health insurance is the financial services sector. No, I say no.
No, it's a
We are more
standalone.
in the healthcare ecosystem. We are
Absolutely.
actually, and maybe we can, at best, you can say at the intersection of those two.
Right.
So that is the opportunity. That can we, and because we are building a relationship for life with our consumers, and every step that we can take to make our consumers move towards that journey of being healthy, and therefore not only do what's best for themselves and achieve their goals, and in that process help at a
So
country
just
level.
what kind of numbers exist? Like what's the size of the healthcare insurance industry in India?
Health insurance industry is more than 110,000 crore today.
And what's it growing like?
Yeah, it's the fastest growing category in the the
Wow.
insurance industry today.
Wow.
Growing at about 18 to 20%.
Wow.
I don't see why it will grow at any less a pace in the future, because all macro factors are there. Government of India has this whole thing of creating universal access to healthcare. And the other day I was talking to someone in the ministry in the state, and we said that if you want to create universal access to healthcare, we must also have a universal access to financing of healthcare, because the government cannot create access, fund financing options like they can do for, let's say, a certain part of the population. India already has, by the way, government funded healthcare funding scheme, the Ayushman Bharat scheme, largest scheme in the world.
Okay.
They fund healthcare for 600 million people in the country.
That's a
They
lot.
fund.
That's
It's a lot of people.
How does
right?
it work?
So
broadly.
what they say is that the lowest segment of our
Right.
society, who cannot afford healthcare cost, they are all eligible for this scheme. Ayushman. So people who work at our
Okay.
places, people,
Daily wage
wage
earner.
earners,
Right,
etc.
right.
Most of them would be eligible for the
Okay.
scheme, and if they just have to go and enroll themselves, and if they do, then they're eligible for. So if they have any event which needs a
Right.
hospitalization, care, etc., they can just walk in to many of these hospitals and they get free care. Right.
Wow.
Largest scheme in the world.
600
million, and only
That's a
increasing.
lot.
But what about the other 800 million people?
Right.
Health, have you heard of anyone who says, irrespective of their income profile, who says, I want to compromise on the quality of healthcare?
No.
Ever.
No.
I want the best quality healthcare, right?
Right.
Everyone wants that.
Everyone wants
Yeah,
it.
people will take a loan, people
to
will
have
take
a
debt,
good cover.
but they will go and take the best quality healthcare. They want to go to the best doctor, they want to go to the best facility.
Yeah.
Because who wants to compromise there? And they say that 2/3 of India's individual insolvency happens because of health event.
Oh.
Yeah.
One.
So, in that sense, I think we have a lot of role to play.
What's the cover you recommend to people on health?
Oh, it depends on where you're staying, right?
If you're staying, my income is 2 lakhs a month. I'm just taking 25 lakhs is my annual income. I have a son and I have a wife, example. What is the health cover we should prescribe?
I think you get a good quality, a well-priced healthcare. So I think my recommendation would minimum 20 to 25 lakh rupees for someone who has that kind of income.
So 1:1 level, income to
I would say at least that.
Right, at least.
And there are ways to increase that cover over a period of time as your income increases. And there are products which actually are inflation adjusted.
Nice.
So there are enough and more innovative products now to do that.
And so what percentage of India is health insured?
Oh, so there is the Government of India scheme. And then there are corporates today. Good news is that corporates are now giving better. As people are getting into organized sector,
they are giving better
corporates
covers.
are now realizing that this is something that they must give. If not adequate amount, but at least they're giving some cover.
Yeah, it's never adequate.
It's never,
Yeah.
corporates cover will normally not be adequate
Yeah,
enough.
yeah.
You must have your
Unless you're at a senior level, I guess.
own.
I
Even
get.
there's an opportunity increase. But the people who have their own cover funded by
Yes,
themselves
yes,
is
yeah.
a problem today.
So what is
So
that chunk?
that would be only about 6 crore people are covered.
That's it.
Yeah. So even if you say out of that 800 million people, maybe about, I would say, 200 million might be covered by corporates,
The balance
but
60.
the balance is only 60. So there's a large
Why are they
insured.
not taking it?
Is because we don't have this sense of
education?
risk protection, education, risk protection, right?
Right.
So, and so like I remember during COVID, people are just going and buying. And then after COVID, people said,
Stop.
hey, I want to live my life. So the discretionary expenditure was more in,
I know.
traveling
Travel,
and buying a better
iPhone, yeah.
Yeah, bigger car, house.
Yeah,
And then people just forgot, right? I think we have short memory sometimes on these issues. But the fact is, I'm sure all of us have seen people in our family and extended friends and who have suffered because they didn't have adequate insurance.
Of course.
And they had to dip in their hands into their savings.
Or
Why
take a
would
loan.
why would you
Take a
want?
loan.
Yeah, take a loan. Why would you want to do that?
I always tell people at least have a crore cover, depending on
Yes.
at least because now modern healthcare is
Yes,
expensive.
exactly. And people who can afford it, nothing like it. Because
And I don't think premium is so expensive.
not really. It's not. And there are various ways to
Like a crore would be 30,000-40,000.
exactly.
And that's like 2,000 a month. And when you go to a coffee shop, you're blowing 2,000. Think about it.
Yeah. I tell this to everyone
Right.
that what's the price of the popcorn that you eat at a PVR?
$500
Right?
bucks or 400 bucks
And if you go to a movie even once a
with a family.
month with the family,
5,000.
5,000 gone. And if you annualize that,
60,000.
so what's more important, eating that popcorn or
Or the
a
healthcare.
health insurance cover for yourself?
Yeah, so I think it's all about education.
It's about value. I think we have, as a category, we have to keep demonstrating to our consumers that there's more value than you sometimes think there is.
So for the longest time, I had a crore cover for me and my son, like a floater. And this year, that particular insurance company said, okay, we have a better scheme. For a nominal jump in premium, you can go to 3 because I said, I don't mind. I think this is something I don't want to
Compromise on.
I mean, I don't want my health to suffer because, or then the savings get depleted, or someone else in my family takes stress because the medical bill has gone. And so, I think having a good cover a big cover is always a healthy thing.
Yeah, what people don't realize, Manny, is that let's say today, the cost of let's say a certain treatment is 100,000 rupee, and if the inflation in medical is about today it is 12 to 14% in India. Even if you take 10%,
Right.
what would that 100,000 be in 10 years' time?
Right.
Is compounded,
Of course.
and people will be amazed, right? So if your cover is not, so if you take let's say a 10 lakh cover today, will that be adequate in 10 years' time?
No,
it will not be. So then what will you do?
I mean, you have to dip savings or the family is forced to sell something.
That's the point.
I mean,
That's the point.
If somebody in your family is critically unwell, I think the first thing you want is a better health cover.
Absolutely.
Right? I mean, you're not going to challenge the doctor, ye karna hai, nahi karna hai. So please do what you have to do. Save the patient.
Yes.
And I think insurance, so for me, my mother was in RBI as an economist. My dad worked in India Assurance. So insurance, I think protection of insurance is very important.
Yes.
It's a good cost. It's not a bad cost. People think it's a bad cost. Actually, it's a very good cost to have.
Yeah, I think we have this thing of am I getting something in return?
No.
I think when you what you get something in return is that you can sleep
Peace of mind.
peacefully, right?
Yeah.
Having said that, this is where we changed as a company, where we said,
Right.
okay, don't worry.
Right.
If you live a healthy life, we will help you.
Yeah, there's that scheme I want to know.
Incentivize
What is that theme? That you
So-
walk certain things and steps and health parameters, you get something
Yeah.
back. What is that?
Connecting to what I said earlier, right? That we can play a role in driving
Enable.
better health outcome.
Right.
So our whole model in insurance is that we want to be health first in the conversation with our consumers. And in that sense, give access, give incentive to consumers for staying healthy. So what we tell our consumers is that if you really stay healthy, you can get up to 100% of your premium back every year.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
100%. And there are
Wow.
thousands of our consumers who are doing that.
Wow.
And what it also means, how do we do that? We say, just know your health if you're in good health status. And then if you are physically active, you could be a gym goer, you could be a
Sports
walking sports person,
yeah.
whichever way. And there are different dimensions,
Yeah.
calories burned, steps walked, etc. And if you're seriously active through the year, you can get up to 100% premium back.
But does it work for porting? Because I
Yes,
don't have I'm
yes,
not your
it can.
customer.
Yes.
I could then
The moment
come.
you move to our product,
wow.
you're eligible for the benefits
I should
of that
find
product.
more details
Yes,
about
we must
this.
send someone
should,
to you.
yeah, because I just like any. Yeah.
And someone like you who's
Yeah.
into fitness and
Right,
health, it makes
right.
complete sense.
So this thing, there's a very fancy gym in Australia. It's pricey too.
Yeah.
The annual membership. तो उनका क्या है that if you come to the gym 200 times a year, your next year is free. Nobody goes 200 times. That magic number is 200. Even the most ardent gym goer doesn't go 4 times a week. So they said that the number gate is 200. It's like that. So, but it's a great catch saying, okay, I'm going to give you a full refund if you work out 200 times. Nobody goes 200 times.
Yeah, in our case, we said if you are walking 10,000 steps, 325 days a year,
Yeah.
you get your entire premium back.
Yeah.
As I said, there are thousands of consumers who do
are
that,
now- yeah,
who
yeah.
are getting that, right?
You've enabled them.
Enable them.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
people, and there are different implications that. Can I share a story with you?
Please.
So, I met a consumer of ours in Indore. She was a lady, or she is a lady.
Yeah.
And she was in her late 50s, early 60s.
This is recent?
About 6 months back.
Okay.
And I asked her, what's your experience? She said, I'm very happy with you. Thank you.
Lovely.
I said, why? Because I get my entire premium back. But she said, no, but that's not the reason why I'm here to thank you. I said, okay. She said, I'm thin, you can see, but I was not healthy. I feel healthy now.
Nice.
But she said, but that's not the reason why I'm telling you that I'm thankful. I said, okay. I was intrigued. She said, I never got time with my husband. My husband is also a policy holder. By the evening, the two of us do 6,000 steps a day.
Super.
After food, we want to close that 4,000 gap.
So
The
good.
two of us walk together.
Talk time.
I get that half an hour, 45 minutes with my husband that I
Window.
used to never get.
Oh, wow.
My relationship is better. I can talk about future. And because of that, I must thank you.
Oh, that's
Imagine
a
the
beautiful
power
story.
of...
Yeah, a lovely story for people to know. I mean,
Absolutely.
you're touching upon movement. You're touching about bringing families together. It's priceless. I'm just going to digress. So, what's the secret of a happy marriage, according to you? I mean, you've been married for X number of years, 30, 28, or how long have you been?
28 years.
28. Okay. So, what do you think is the blue book for a happy marriage, happy wife, or, Do you have a blue book?
I think, and this is something that, maybe I'll probably be able to articulate now based on something that I was recently reading and that it just turned my thoughts into that.
Right.
Is that any relationship, and marriage is one such, of course, one of the more important relationships.
Right.
The issue is what is the expectation that you set with each other?
Correct.
Yeah. So the relationships go wrong because you've set an expectation and then you're judging the relationship based on how you feel the expectation is being met.
Correct.
So the question is, why should, happy marriages are when you kind of sometimes, I'm not saying you suspend that expectation, but how do you set that expectation?
Set the bar right.
So, is it that if I'm giving something, I always expect something in return?
Do you think it's 50-50, 60-40?
I don't know the answer. I don't know the answer. And nor do I want to prescribe this because this is very personal. And I think it's a process of discovery also. But I think the question is that am I always expecting something in return when I'm giving something, when I think that is something that itself can make the relationship stronger, and not just marriage, any other relationship.
Absolutely,
right? And I think that is very important because the bigger thing is when we say I'm giving something, am I expecting to get back something? if I'm
Mm-hmm.
if I'm gifting something to someone,
Yeah,
am I
yeah.
expecting
Yeah.
the fact that I feel happy by giving.
Correct.
If I get, great.
If I
If I
don't get, doesn't
don't,
matter.
doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Because so am I valuing that relationship because of that give and take, or just for who we are and what that person brings. So it's not just about that accept that person for who they are,
Mm-hmm.
or who he or she
Right,
is.
right.
That starts making that relationship. Because when we start imposing our views that this is how that person should be, why
Right.
should that person be as per your expectation and wish?
True. You can't change anyone.
Why should you
You
change?
can't. I mean, people think, okay, I wish they changed. It doesn't happen. No, you can't change anyone.
I think the bigger my realization over of my life is that
Yeah,
if, and I don't know, it has come. This came mainly. I'm a fan of Vipassana, and this came. This realization came more in during my experience in that. Is that I think just you cannot control anyone else. What you can do is control yourself, right?
Absolutely.
And if at all, change yourself. And too much affection and to something good, and too much worseness to something which you feel is not bad, that is what it creates all these challenges in our human life today.
I mean, it's like in health, you have to do things for your marriage every day, right? You
Yeah.
have to keep investing. You have
Yes.
to keep learning, unlearning. I mean, if you don't invest in something, you're not going to get the returns.
Exactly. And I think there are different phases of life, right? Like we are now, both of us are now empty nesters. And I think it's a very different phase of life.
Yeah.
I remember, when our younger son went, and I give a lot of credit to the upbringing of both the sons to my wife, because
Right.
I was at work. But I think what the two sons are of, I think a lot of that is because of the effort that and
Yeah.
and my wife put in. And when both of them went, it was a sense of hollowness,
I
right?
know,
Because
I know.
suddenly both of them, for whom she spent all of that time to make them kind of achieve so much. And so then I said, now is the time. I remember I told you that when I started the company, I said, now is the time that you become the priority.
Correct.
And therefore, we said we'll take out time every month to go out and spend 2-3 days outside
How
of Mumbai.
nice. How nice.
And more or less we have followed that. I
Oh,
think so.
lovely.
It's another phase of life, right? So I think that is what becomes important. That are you, as you said, are you exploring that relationship on an ongoing basis? Are you rediscovering
Yes.
something new about that individual? Which sometimes.
So, two questions. Do you have a ritual with her? One, like, this bonding ritual, or travel, or a daily walk, or a movie on a Saturday. I mean, just, do you have some rituals? And number two, how do you keep the romance alive? I mean, it doesn't have to be personal, but I'm like, two questions to you. You're a leader, it's empty nester. So, what are the things you are doing? What are the little things you do to bloom the relationship?
Yeah, two things. One is both of us are movie fans.
Oh, lovely.
So every Saturday or Sunday,
You'll go out.
we have to go to a movie theater.
Lovely. Yeah,
Not
sorry.
that,
And
not
popcorn and the
Netflix
empty.
and the popcorn. She's more of a popcorn fan than me.
Okay.
But I love to dip my hand into her popcorn.
Does it irk her?
Now she's realized that she doesn't have an option, so she
And what
accepts
kind
it.
of movies? Hindi, English, anything?
Hindi, mainly.
It could be
when the
slapstick also?
Any kind of
And
movie, and
It's like a date.
it's a date.
It's a
Like
date,
if you're
yeah.
going and spending time, the idea is any kind of
Lovely.
movie.
So every Saturday you all try to go?
Every Saturday or Sunday, one of
nice.
these
How
days,
nice.
whichever.
So
way.
today is Saturday.
The boy, my younger son is here.
Oh, lovely.
So
spend time with him.
so when he's here, then it's his choice.
Of course.
So last week we were there to watch Superman. So because it's his choice,
Genre.
right?
Yeah.
Genre. So anyway, we'll give that time.
So you have a Saturday night, date night ritual. What else do you do to the small thing? Do you buy a flowers?
So one trip a month,
Anywhere.
even 2-3 days nearby, anywhere.
Wherever.
Is
Do you randomly send her flowers?
she tell me you could be more romantic. So yeah, that's something that
So that's a ask. That's a ask.
That's something that I could
You have
do,
to reinvent yourself.
I could be better at. Yes,
Right.
you're right.
Right.
So, but I think I find this a very different phase of our marriage.
I think it's a beautiful phase.
Yeah.
Right. I mean,
Yeah.
it's empty nest. You have a lot more time personally. I mean,
Yeah.
as a leader, you have more time now. And of course, she needs more of you now. I
Yes,
would think.
yes,
I would think
exactly.
that way. Lovely. Lovely. What's the one thing that you want to change about yourself? If there was one thing, looking back, if you were to introspect.
I have this penchant for doing everything right.
Pedantic. You're very pedantic.
I'm like perfectionist, right?
oh.
Quality.
Right.
I think I can be a little bit more chilled about that. Is what I feel. Because the issue is not so much about myself.
Right.
The issue is about that then that expectation kind of flows out
I know, to your team
people who
and-
work
yeah,
with me,
yeah,
right? So
yeah.
sometimes it could be stressful for them because that and just the kind of, as I was growing up, the early lead
Right.
set of leaders whom I worked with, and I just kind of got groomed in that, and it just stayed with me. It has worked for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it doesn't necessarily work for everyone, right?
Right.
Because
So-
everyone is an individual.
So the movie The Intern, Robert De Niro and Hathaway, do you think you should have a Gen Z intern, reverse intern who's making you more chilled in life?
yeah, so I think it's so one thing that I do is I have a colleague here with
Yeah,
who's
yeah.
sitting here,
Right. Okay.
Sharvari. So
I know.
I'm she's
Yeah.
not necessarily a Gen Z, but she's a
Okay.
millennial. So
Okay.
she'll probably fall in that category.
So
and
she's reverse
so
mentoring you.
I what I love with people like her is that they'll challenge you, right? They'll
Uh-huh.
push you,
Oh, they always.
which
Yeah.
I think is good, right? Because when we were growing up, challenging your boss was like, oh my God,
My God, no go.
yeah. So senior. So I think today's generation they want a voice.
Yeah, of
They
course.
want
So you spoke about that, when you address town halls, you're addressing multi-generations.
Yeah.
Right.
So I think that's something that over a period of time I realized, and I think in fact now I enjoy that conversation.
Nice.
So I have a ritual at work where every
How
month
nice.
I do something called teaspoon talks with different
Levels.
cohorts of individuals that I meet, including the first timers, people who are in different level functions by roles and I think those conversations are just like just a few weeks back I met our new batch of management trainees and such refreshing thoughts that they have, and just the
Absolutely, yeah.
willingness to share their perspective, the desire to kind of be in the thick of things. It's a very different ball game today, right? In terms of, because you're dealing with, if I look back at work, I'm dealing with multi-generation.
Of course.
I'm dealing with
20,
people like
30,
myself,
40.
Gen X. I'm dealing
Millennials,
with millennials,
Gen Z.
and even within millennial,
Yeah.
it's not one cadre of millennials, right? The early millennials, the ones who are like, they're very different.
Of course.
So it's an interesting experience just dealing with different. And I think that is the big challenge for leaders of today.
Of course. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. No, I think, how do you work with multi-generation? We spoke about it in your office. You have to unlearn everything, I feel. What you grew up, and you have to adapt. You have to shed your snake skin. It's a constant thing. And that's the beauty of today's world.
Exactly.
And you being where you are as a leader now, it allows you to change the course and reinvent yourself, right?
Exactly.
Personally, at home, the situation, and now professionally.
Absolutely.
So with all this, how do you maintain calm, energy, your mental? What are the things you do to, be stoic, grounded, calm? What are the things you do? What are the little habits that you have in place? I'm sure people want to know about that.
See, 2-3 things. One is, I think my time in the gym, or even if I'm not being able to go to the gym, just my walk makes a big difference.
Yes.
If I'm not,
Are you into running also?
I used to.
Okay.
I used to run, but
Time.
I now I
Gym.
just wanted to try something different.
Right. Resistance.
And then I
training.
realized that at my age, If I'm not going to take care of my strength,
Right. Yeah.
muscles, then I think it's a problem.
Yeah.
So I kind of pivoted to that. I was never a gym person,
But you're enjoying it.
but I thoroughly enjoy
Love
it, and I
it,
have a
yeah.
wonderful trainer, so I thoroughly enjoy that. And so something physical, if that's not there, I feel something is different that day. It just I don't feel as connected as when I've kind of, it just kind of, maybe it opens up my brain. I don't know. It just gives me a lot of energy. So that's something that works extremely well for me. I think the second thing is that I tend to, like I stay in Warsaw, my office is in Worli, so it's a one
Long
and a half hours,
commute.
long drive. So whilst I'm going back home, I tend to reflect back on the day.
Nice.
How was the day? What, what I think I could have
Done better.
done a little differently or better for. And I think that just helps me kind of pivotal, just not that I must say that I make my own set of mistakes every day, like probably any human being. So I don't want to be kind of overcritical of myself, but at the same time, I do critique myself, and in terms of if I think I could have done
Do
something.
you physically journal?
I on and off.
On and off.
On and off. So I used to journal, then I started doing, great, gratitude journal. So
Journaling, yeah.
I maintain that once in a while, but I'm not like absolutely as regular probably. Sometimes I wish I was more, but anyway, that's it. And I think the other thing, last thing I would say, Manny, is that to the point that I said earlier, resilience, right? I feel that if I'm committed to something that the outcome that I'm chasing, I just don't want to give up on that at all. I must continue to try. And I think just the fact that I'm making progress on that gives me energy.
So, in closing, what's your message to the listeners, the young managers, leaders, your one downs, whatever, right? I mean, there are a lot of people you influence in your own different ways. What's your message for a meaningful, healthy life? What do you think? What would your mantra be if you were the decision maker for the country for a day? What would you say? Okay, this is what we must all strive to do for a long, healthy, meaningful life.
We've spoken about it.
Right.
Doing something meaningful for your health is extremely important.
Absolutely.
I think whatever works for you is important. But I think the bigger thing for me that I really believe in is life has so much facets to it. Keep exploring,
I know.
keep learning, keep rediscovering yourself. And I think you will find it is so beautiful.
It is. It
It is
is.
just so beautiful. You have so much to, try out. Who knows where your life will take you.
Absolutely.
But in that process, if you can end up discovering that purpose of yours, that's something that really, you relate
Right.
to, connect to, then I think you're blessed.
I'm not asking your age, but what's the advice to the 21-year-old man?
Same.
I think you did your CA around that time, right?
Yeah,
21,
yeah.
22.
Yeah, I think maybe have a little bit more fun than what you had.
That's nice. That's
I
nice.
think
I'm
that's
sure
what
now
I
you
would
can
say.
do
Yeah,
that.
yeah. In the early days, just have more fun.
Nice.
Is something that I would say.
Nice. So thank you, man. Thank you so much. I loved having you and the candid, honest conversation. I'm going to give you a copy of my journaling book for you.
Oh, thank
Because
you
you
so
spoke
much.
about journaling.
Thank
I
you.
think this is a guided journaling book. You'll love it. A lot of corporates and a lot of people have used it and they find it very therapeutic. Journaling is very therapeutic. And so it's a complete guided journaling book on the 10 vital aspects of happiness. Health is one of them. And if you can do probably a page a day, you'd enjoy it.